I'm Tachic Hickman-Piazza, founder and principal designer of home and lifestyle brand Allured by Design. And guess what? I'm finally taking you all on a shopping excursion with me. In Boutique Shopping Saturdays with Allured by Design, we're going off the beaten path where I'll be highlighting local designers in their boutiques right here in my hometown of New Orleans. Because when it comes to shopping for my home, my philosophy is and will forever be, I only want the best of the best. And I'm sure you all do too. So let's get ready to explore and visit the best places to shop. Every designer has a different approach to design, including their own individual aesthetic, which they come to be popularly known for. Some designers may lean more towards glam, while others are drawn to rustic and vintage aesthetics. Some designers are known for their love of creating spaces with lots of color, like myself, while others create beautiful, neutral-inspired interiors. Then you have designers who have such an amazing, unique approach to how they create spaces that it simply leaves you speechless. They're mixing so many different elements of design that you yourself may have never considered adding to your space, and they're doing it flawlessly. Whitney Jones of Whitney J Decor is the interior designer whose studio we're visiting today, and Whitney is the business. She's the super talented designer that will give you a look so unique and custom that you never even knew you needed until she created it for you. Whitney's designs tend to have a bold, eclectic mix of variety and even a bohemian element to them that immediately transports you to a desired travel destination. And who wouldn't want their home to feel like the best place they've traveled to? So travel with me inside of her studio and let's see what's her latest projects. All right, everyone, I'm super excited about today's guest. I am at Whitney J Decor with the lovely Whitney Jones. So I'm gonna let Whitney introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself.
I am Whitney, interior designer here based in NOLA. I do full renovations, also decorating projects with just a little sprucing up of places. And I have a decorating shop, so you can see all of my things here.
Awesome. And then, okay, you already know, like, I'm like crazy about everything that you do. All your designs, they're very bold, they're unique. So tell everybody what your design aesthetic is and what is it that you love so much about interior design?
I would say my style is eclectic. I love color.
Yes.
I love texture.
We have that in common. We love color.
I love making things feel more luxe and more elevated with my use of texture and pattern. My favorite part of the process, I would say, or my favorite part of the interior design industry would be just being able to transform people's homes.
That
giving
before
them
and after, right?
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
Tell me this though, how do you feel about the process? Because you know sometimes the process can be very tedious. Like I know I suffer with anxiety, so even like the process sometimes is like, and then finally when I get to the finish, I'm literally like the client. Or even when I'm doing my own house, it's like, oh my God, like finally, you know, do you get that feeling once you get to the finish?
I think at the end of the project, I'm feeling the same way. Just kind of like you just birthed a baby, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when you're
literally giving birth to a project.
Yeah, and when you're going from something that was like really a disaster from the beginning, the end result, what that turns into,
it makes it all worth it.
Oh Lord!
Like, oh my God,
a feeling you can't describe.
Look at what I created. Like I did this. Like wow, this really came out good. Yeah, I love that. What do you think is the biggest misconception that most people have about working with interior designers?
There's a few, but I'll explain the one that I know is, to me, the most important is that we're not trying to spend all your money.
Thank you.
We're not trying to help you
spend all your money. Bring value.
Yes. I always tell my clients, when you tell me what you're comfortable with, and I'm gonna spend it. I'm not giving you anything back. I'm not saving you any money. Tell me what you got. And
I love that you are so upfront with that.
I love talking about money.
You know, some people can under budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'll tell people what they think the budget is gonna come in at, and then you have to have a conversation with them like, I thought it was gonna be this, but now it's this, and that becomes awkward. So I actually like that you address the elephant in the room. One of my favorite things about you is that you are super high tech, and you know that's not common. Like a lot of interior designers don't do their own renderings. You do obviously your own mood boards and e-design presentations, which all of us do, but you do your own renderings. First of all, how the hell did you start doing that? One, and when are you going to teach a class? Because inquiring minds, we want to know, like, how do I do my own rendering? So tell us about that.
So I did learn some rendering in the school, but it was nothing like what I do now. So a lot of what I learned is from just teaching myself.
I was about to say, so it's self-taught.
Yeah, I love to sit in front of a computer. Yes. I love doing anything. I'm one of those people that play Sims for hours and hours. So I love building homes, and I love the 3D aspect of it.
That is so amazing, because for you guys that don't know, a lot of interior designers, we outsource renderings. We have a 3D rendering artist that will take the design, the vision that we see, and they will render it for us. Whitney, however, is a cut above, and clearly, like, I don't need to outsource. I'm gonna do it myself. So tell us about your latest project. Like, what are you working on now?
One of my favorite projects right now I'm working on is a kitchen and bathroom for a historic home in the Maroney. And kind of an overhead look at it here of that kitchen.
Okay, y'all, like I'm having a real like design inspiration moment. Do y'all see this? Okay, so we have the backsplash coming from here around the kitchen. We have the marble, the beautiful tile on the floor. Girl, this is so gorgeous. That's really picturesque. That's like an Instagram moment waiting to happen.
Thank you.
Like for real, for real. So something I want to share with y'all, when I first launched my brand, Allured by Design, back in, I think, 2016, Whitney was one of the first interior designers that I reached out to. I was super excited that, one, I found another Black female interior designer right here in New Orleans. I was so impressed by her work and her designs. I literally was like stalking her Instagram page and reached out to her right away. So I didn't know what she was gonna think of me, but she embraced me, you know, and we had lunch, and Whitney imparted so much knowledge on me, like just kind of getting my start. What can you share to other aspiring designers how to break into the business, or what words would you give to them?
I would say it depends what lane they're going. If they're going in the design influencer lane, it's just start. Just start decorating your own home, showing your mom's homes, your grandma's homes, sharing it with the world. You know, start an Instagram account. If you want to get into the design business and take on clients, totally different. I do them both, but that's totally different realms. I would say make sure you start early on by being a professional. Start to set yourself up as someone that clients can trust, someone that has knowledge, someone that is willing to learn and to keep growing.
And continue to educate.
And continue to educate
Education
yourself.
Never ends.
Exactly.
Thank you, Whitney. It has been amazing being in your shop. So
thank you. I'm honored
I
that
hope
you
y'all
came
learned
here.
something so great today from Whitney J Decor, her global designs, her bold and unique designs, and you know, y'all need to come on down and see her. How y'all like my outfit change? I have a special surprise for y'all. Since this is the finale episode, we're touring 3 locations today, giving y'all something extra special. So, you know, in Tachic fashion, I thought I'd dress the part. Earlier in the series, I mentioned there are 2 design boutiques I shop in the absolute most, where a large percentage of my home accents and even some of my furnishings come from. While I revealed the first one, I mentioned that I'd reveal the other one at a later time. Well, that time is now. When my husband and I first moved to the North Shore and had our home built, there was this store I'd pass by almost daily on my route to and from the South Shore. I had a very keen interest to go in and see what it was all about, but I was afraid maybe their prices may be outside of my budget, so I delayed going in for quite some time. That's just the thing. and honestly, the purpose of this series. So many of us are afraid to shop in local design boutiques because we tend to associate the word boutique with high-end costs and never really consider the value and quality of craftsmanship we'll be exposed to that we simply won't find in big box stores. The store I'm speaking of that not only changed but elevated my entire view and perspective of interior design and home decor is Niche Modern Home. Making the decision to finally walk into Niche has been the gift to myself, my husband, and our home that keeps on giving. There isn't one single room in my home that doesn't have a touch of Niche in it. Owners Jeff McNeely and Steve McLeod and manager Allison Russ have all become my design family. They know me the moment I walk in the door, and every single time I walk in and see their showroom floor, I feel at peace, I feel comfortable, and I feel at home. So let's go in and grab some of that peace. Jeff, it is so good to see you. How are you?
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Oh my God, the store looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. It's always beautiful in
Well,
here.
thank you.
Let's go chat. Show me what's new, like all the good stuff
All
that we
right.
brought back from market. So Jeff, I have been shopping in Niche Modern Home for almost a decade now. It's a long time. You guys have been open for, it's been 10 years, right?
A little over 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. When Charlie and I first moved to the North Shore, I would see this store all the time going to and from the South Shore. And I would look at the sign and I knew I wanted to come in, but I was afraid to come in.
You were afraid to come in?
Yes, I was afraid to come in because I was like, what if their prices are out of my budget? Like, I don't know if I can afford this place. But I always just had this big, like, I was so curious. And literally the day that I walked in, I've been hooked, like, ever since. Like, that was the best decision I could have made for my design life. My whole design experience has been broadened just from shopping here.
That is so nice of you to
Just
say.
from
Thank
being
you.
exposed to the way you guys shop, the things you bring back from market, how you do your vignettes, like everything. It's completely, in my opinion, it's even strengthened me as a designer, you guys.
Well, thank you. That's
yeah.
nice of you to say.
Yeah. So I want you to tell my audience what is so special about the Niche experience.
Wow, that's a good question. You know, we wanted to create an experience, and I think you got it early on. It's all intentional. You know,
Yes.
the candle that we burn in the store, the music that we play, the vignettes. You know, we want to create this oasis of inspiration.
Yes.
And you know, we value the feedback of, and you've shopped with us for a decade, and you know, told us things you like, and you know, and it's helped us to grow our business and the type of store we are. But it's not having just a clerk to ring you up. It's having truly experts
Yes.
that, you know, embraces everybody that walks in and really listens to, you know, what is your design project? What are you working on? What are you hoping to achieve? And I think that's what makes it special. It's very intentional, you know, and when we go to market, it's you know, it's a thought process of how we're going to build the room, and
Exactly.
you know, how we want the feel to be for each room. And I guess that's probably the essence of what we do. I guess.
I love it though, because I feel like a lot of people that aren't from New Orleans, it almost feel like we're kind of exclusive the way we shop in New Orleans. A lot of other cities, it feels more like they are more geared towards shopping in big box, and you know, here we really support local businesses.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to knock big box stores because I support them too, but it is a completely different personal experience. You all know me the minute I walk in the store.
Absolutely.
You know, you all are basically my family, you know, my extended design family. And I love that. You cannot get that personal connection when you go to larger stores, because it's just so many people in there. You know what I mean? They have larger staffs, and then there's a lot of traffic going in and out. Not that there isn't traffic going in smaller stores, but I just feel like it's more of a much more intimate personal connection. And for me, I love that.
I think it's, there's a place for Amazon. There's a place for big box, but there's something, especially with your home, is
yes.
such a personal experience. And, all of our designers, we tell them when we hire them that you're going to get to know your client, the good and the bad.
Yes.
With design, you walk into a house and the dog, is running through the house and there's red wine that gets spilled on the sofa. Like, people live in their house. And so our goal is, and I think your design is very similar, of making your house accessible and having design that's very livable for people
Yes.
is important. And I think you design that way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
So Jeff, I would love to know, what do you consider good design and what is bad design?
Great design, in my opinion, is a home that reflects the people that live there.
Yes.
Bad design, I think, is when a designer or someone ends up getting talked into buying things that don't really reflect their home.
Doesn't fit your personality.
Exactly.
Or even your interests in it. I say all the time that our homes are sanctuaries, and it really should be a real true reflection of what you like, what your hobbies are, what your interests are,
Absolutely.
and the things you love the most. If not, it's like you're going to feel uncomfortable in your own house.
You're living in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do a tour. Let's walk around and
Fantastic.
show me some of the amazing things y'all got from market.
Let's do it. All right.
All right, Jeff, let's talk about this gorgeous vignette. It is so beautiful, especially this gorgeous lounge. This
Yes.
is beautiful. Oh, and I like the texture. So what's
So,
up with this?
so many houses have open concept.
Yes.
And oftentimes clients want to have two sofas facing one another. So we brought in this lounge as another sofa option, so that if you're
That's a good
facing
idea.
a kitchen or a keeping room,
Yes.
you get this really open concept, and you can sit on both sides. So
I
you
love it.
And you can lounge like you are.
What is this texture?
So this is a performance fabric, so easy to clean.
I was just about to say that.
Easy
So
to live
it's easy
with.
to clean.
It's got a really nice tactile sort of texture to it.
Love it.
So it brings, it's still a neutral, but it brings
Yes.
in some color and texture in that way. Really understated.
I love this. And can this be customized in a different color?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything you want.
I love customization. So anytime you can change the fabric or the color, but I honestly really like this color. This is gorgeous. You can do so much with
You can
this.
do so much.
Yeah.
It's very neutral.
This is gorgeous. I love that niche always has the most amazing entertaining pieces. Y'all, this New Orleans, we love to give parties.
We love to give parties. We love to entertain, and having outdoor spaces and poolside.
Yes.
Having good entertaining pieces. This is all melamine.
I love it. And it's like bamboo.
Yeah, so
This
we got
is
bamboo.
so pretty.
So it's really practical. It's beautiful, but it's easy for outdoors. It's shatterproof. Great
Oh,
for by the pool.
wow.
Really, really nice. Not
This
the
whole
melamine
collection.
of years ago. It's definitely
I'm a tea girl, so I'm loving this.
just a little bit of
Yes.
New Orleans. We love to entertain. We love to throw a nice party.
Yes.
In the afternoon or something, and all of these pieces work really well.
Mm-hmm.
As does having gourmet food, and we do a lot of different sauces and dipping, and oils and
Yes.
all that gourmet, so you can really create a special meal.
Yeah,
when
these
you
are like
entertain.
some of my favorites.
They're
I
the
always
best.
come up in here for those.
They're the best.
The Stonewall.
Some-
That's the Stonewall collection.
Stonewall,
right?
yeah,
Stonewall
and
kitchen.
some French bread and a little bit of that dipping sauce. You're good.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so this is why I love niche. This right here, because I could come here and I just feel at home. I love this. This is so gorgeous. So I feel at home from the comfort,
Right.
the texture, and because y'all always carry things in my favorite color.
I wore this shirt for you because I knew blue.
Everybody
was
knows how much I love blue.
blue and gold.
Blue is just classic. This is so beautiful though, Jeff. My goodness.
So this is the idea of doing a slip-covered sofa like this is totally practical.
Yes.
Everything can be thrown in the washing machine. So
Yes.
it's really easy to live with. A lot of people see a white sofa and they're
They
intimidated.
get really scared, especially people that have
really
kids
scared.
and pets. They
Yes,
are
and red wine
very
and all
afraid.
those things. And all of this can be thrown in the washing machine. You can also change the slipcover seasonally. So it's really pretty nice.
Allured Loves. This is one of my favorite places to shop, Niche Modern Home. I hope y'all start shopping here soon too. And I love it. I think y'all will too. That's Niche. New Orleans is a city that prides itself on preservation, preserving our history, yet infusing the modern world into it. We have certain districts within our city that have very strict preservation laws, and it's forbidden, even illegal, to heavily alter or demolish historic architecture, including historic neighborhoods. In addition, we're a city that loves and appreciates antiques. Antique shops are plentiful. But there's one antique dealer who is one of our most famous and revered designers. I'm speaking of the one and only Tara Shaw, a designer and well-respected supplier of French and luxury European antiques. Tara has been an antique wholesaler for the past 20 years. She's been featured on HGTV and countless covers of international design magazines. And she's even had a licensing deal with one of my favorite stores, Restoration Hardware, in 2013. The list of accolades goes on and on about this amazing designer. I'm just so happy that she and her boutique are right here in New Orleans. And for those of you not familiar with her, you're about to meet her for the first time. Let's go in. Allured Loves, I am so excited. I am with the legendary Tara Shaw. Tara is, she is so legendary in the design world, and antiques is her specialty. And it's something that I've always wanted to get into. And I just look at your style and everything that you're doing, everything you bring to the world of design, and I'm always in awe. So tell my audience, tell us about your design story. How did you get into interior design, and what made antiquity your specialty?
Okay, first of all, that was the most precious intro I think I've ever had. Oh my gosh, I love you, Tachic.
I love
Thanks
you
for
so
coming. What a pleasure to be able to share with you and your audience, just a story. Frankly, it was a God story. So I went to school for education, and I stood in front of my second grade teaching class. And I knew at the end of the day that I had missed my calling. Although I love children, I don't want to teach children for the rest of my life. So I had a meeting with myself, and I said, well, what do you spend all your money on? And really, I spent all my money on fashion. So I flew to New York.
Okay, I love New York.
And got off at the Port Authority, took the bus to the garment district, and I went from company to company to company to get lines, clothing lines to represent wholesale.
Okay.
And I opened a showroom in Dallas, Texas at the apparel market. Then years later, I opened a second showroom, and I had reps working for me.
Okay.
And so I was always on the road for about 7 years.
Doing fashion.
Doing fashion. And one of the lines was purchased by Liz Claiborne, which meant my income increased exponentially, and I could buy my first nice piece of furniture.
Love that.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm like, okay.
So fashion opened the door.
That's right.
I love that.
Absolutely gave me the money, opened the door. I went out looking for a desk because I did so much paperwork. I wanted to pay my bills in style with an antique desk. So I didn't find a desk. I turned the corner one day and there was the most gorgeous armoire I had ever seen.
I love armoire.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I have money for one piece of furniture. If I leave this behind, number one, I won't have a desk, but I could use it in my living room. So I pulled the trigger. I think that's a huge part of antiquing is knowing when to pull the trigger.
When you found that perfect piece.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I pulled the trigger and that really started me on my journey. I was obsessed with furniture. I had just moved to New Orleans. I shipped in a 20-foot container of antiques to a mini storage on Tchoupitoulas, a 10 by 30 mini storage. And basically, I took all my money out of the bank except one house note. I was living on Perrier
You were
at the time, and I thought, you know, this is a God idea. And then I thought, or did I have bad pizza? We're going to certainly see if it's going to turn into a garage sale. So I rolled up the doors at 8 o'clock. People just ran past me.
That is amazing.
And everything sold in about 10 minutes.
Look at there. You were determined and you didn't think it was, but look how amazing. And that was your first container.
That was my first container. Wow. The business kept growing. I got a warehouse at the Port of New Orleans, and Veranda Magazine called one day and said, we've heard about your warehouse. Could we come look? I said, certainly. And I was expecting really nothing. First of all, I was honored that they would want to come and look. And then they said, could we come and look at your home? And they looked at my home. They called me later that day and they said, we want to shoot it. And I thought, goodness, oh wow, that's amazing.
That kind of transitioned you then. So Tara, you recently published your first book, Soul of the Home, which I have. This is my copy. I love it. I actually love the cover. And this is your living room. This is so gorgeous. So you have a quote in here that you said you have so many amazing quotes, but there's one in here in particular that is my absolute favorite. It says, give up on the idea that your interiors will ever be done. It's self-evident when you really think about it. Would you wear the same exact outfit for the rest of your life? Why would you want to with your house? Elaborate on that.
I feel that your home is ever changing.
Absolutely.
I feel my home evolves as my fashion evolves, as I evolve.
I always tell people, like some of my friends, they'll say, oh my God, I just want to be done. And I'm like, you do realize that we have 4 seasons. Every year we're changing. You're never going to be done with your house. Our homes are sanctuaries. Right. So change it and, style it to your heart's desire, because what you like today, you may not like tomorrow.
That's right. It's a journey.
Yeah, it's totally a journey. So let's take a tour of Tara Shaw. Show us some of your pieces. So this is a part of your Maison line, which is a reproduction that you do here in New Orleans, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we make the iron canopy beds. We have about 4 of them on the website. We make them in Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge.
Okay.
We do the sexy 2-seater bench as
Love
well.
The sexy 2-seater.
And they're all done in Belgian linens, different weights of Belgian linens.
This is gorgeous.
Or it could be customer's own fabric.
I was just about to ask you, so clients or customers, they can customize it to whatever fabric.
Right.
And they also customize it by color.
Yes, and size.
Love that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, inside. I love that.
Tachic, this is our Ottoman coffee table.
Okay.
This is in a matte white We also do it in a high gloss, like a FPOE, a Fine Paints of Europe. And that has a gilded base. We actually,
That's what I was looking at, that gilded base. It is gorgeous.
we hand carve all of this.
Really?
In New Orleans.
Wow.
Any custom size, we've done it in black, we've done it in gold and silver leaf. So really, whatever the client wants.
You can get this in gold on top and the gilded.
Yes.
Okay. I love gold. Gold is my metallic love language. So having gold on top of gold, this is gorgeous. Love that. So Tara, I have so enjoyed my time with you today, looking at your gorgeous showroom floor. I can literally take everything home. I'll be honest, I've learned so much about antiques just from reading your book, from following you on social media for years, and just hearing your love of antiquity. And it's, you know, it's just something that I admire. So because I admire it so much, I would like you to sign my book. Yes, I have to have your personal signature. I love you so much. I love this store, and I just love everything that you bring to the world of design.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
is such an honor.
Oh, and I'm getting a bookmark today. I
That
love it
is
because I
right.
never had one of those. I just have the book. So thank you for the bookmark.
And Brother Luke is going to sign it.
I'm having my book signed by the Tara Shaw. Total fangirl moment right now, y'all. Like for real, for real.
Tachic, love being part of your journey. Love, Tara.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allured loves Tara Shaw. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you. Alas, our incredible journey's end. As we embrace this final moment, we cannot help but appreciate the plethora of knowledge, insight, and direction that we have been gifted from these amazingly talented creatives. Interior design is a language we can all speak, and if you didn't know by now, let me be the first to tell you, it's most certainly one of my favorite languages. Each and every designer and artist we've had the pleasure to visit and learn from have helped translate all perspectives of design. The city of New Orleans has brought so many cultures and flavors together to create options for anyone's taste. It's all about what speaks to you, because in life we evolve, we change, and we adapt to what we learn and what we love. And remember, as I've always said, our homes are sanctuaries to design with the beauty we want to see and with the splendor of our imagination. So, my Lord loves, I hope you all have thoroughly enjoyed this journey. I know I have. I'm Tachic Hickman-Piazza, and it's been such a pleasure to be your host. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.